Hello, I welcome to UPSC Prelims Chaturya series of Shanta Lakshmi IAS Academy, where we will discuss the daily prelims MCQs from the Hindu, Indian Express, and PIB. Let's get started. The first question. Consider the following statements with respect to Asian-India Trade in Goods Agreement. The Asian-India Free Trade Area is a free trade area among the 10 member states of the Association of Southeastern Nations and India. AITIGA agreement covers trade in physical goods and services. This agreement was signed at the 7th Asian Economic Ministers India consultations in Bangkok, Thailand in 2009. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none of the above. This was in news recently. Third meeting of AITAGA Joint Committee for undertaking the review of Asian-India Trade in Goods Agreement was hosted by India in Wanijya Bhavan, New Delhi from 16th to 19th February 2024. About Asian-India Trade in Goods Agreement, it is a trade deal between the 10 member states of ASEAN and India. This agreement was signed at the 7th Asian Economic Ministers India consultations in Bangkok, Thailand in 2009. The agreement, which came into effect in 2010, is sometimes referred to as the Asian-India Free Trade Agreement. The agreement covers trade in physical goods and products. It does not apply to trade in services. ASEAN and India signed a separate Asian-India Trade in Services Agreement in 2014. So the answer is only two because AITIGA agreement covers trade in physical goods and products, not services, because it does not cover the services. Moving to the next question. With reference to the Article 142 of the Indian Constitution, consider the following statements. It deals with the Supreme Court's power to exercise its jurisdiction and pass an order for doing complete justice in any cause or matter pending before it. It allows the Supreme Court to deliver justice in exceptional cases where existing provisions or laws are not applicable. Which of the statement given above is are not correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one nor two. The Supreme Court has quashed the result of January 30 elections for the mayor of Chandigarh after finding that presiding officer Anil Masi had deliberately invalidated 8 ballots cast in favor of AAP Congress candidate Kuldeep Kumar Tita. About Article 142 of the Indian Constitution, it deals with the Supreme Court's power to exercise its jurisdiction and pass an order for doing complete justice in any case or matter pending before it. It provides the apex court with a special and extraordinary power and is meant to provide justice to litigants who have suffered traversed illegality or injustice in the course of a legal proceedings. Article 142 Clause 1 states that the Supreme Court in the exercise of its jurisdiction may pass such decree or make such order as is necessary for doing complete justice in any case or matter pending before it, and any decree so passed or order so made shall be enforceable throughout the territory of India in such manner as may be prescribed by or under any law made by Parliament, and until provision in that behalf is so made, in such manner as the President may by order prescribe. Article 142 allows the Supreme Court to deliver justice in exceptional cases where existing provisions or laws are not applicable. If a legislative enactment seeks to unenforceable the decree or order of the Supreme Court made under Article 142 in relation to the cause and the parties between whom it was made, such law would be void for contravening the Article 142. Significance cases where Article 142 was invoked. Babri Masjid case. The article was used in the Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid land dispute case and was instrumental in the handover of the dispute land to a trust to be formed by the Union government. Bhopal gas tragedy. The SC invoked its plenary powers in the Union Carbide versus Union government case and intervened to provide compensation to victims of the deadly Bhopal gas tragedy. So the answer is neither one nor two because both the statement given were correct. Moving to the next question. Consider the following statements about La Nina. The term La Nina translates from Spanish as the boy child. During the time of La Nina, warm water in the ocean rises to the surface. La Nina brings heavy rainfall to India. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none of the above. This is the first time that air quality in India cities has been linked to a La Nina event and indirectly to the climate change, which is making the La Nina and El Nina more severe. About La Nina means a little girl in Spanish. In this case, water temperature in the eastern Pacific gets colder than normal. During the time of La Nina, cold water in the ocean rises to the surface. Due to this, there is a strong high pressure over the eastern equatorial Pacific. Hence, there is a low pressure in the western Pacific and of Asia. Because of these following events take place, droughts in Ecuador and Peru, heavy floods in Australia, high temperature in the Indian Ocean, Western Pacific and off the coast of Somalia, good monsoon rains in India, La Nina years experience better than the normal monsoons in India. La Nina is thus beneficial for Indian monsoons. So the answer is only one because the term La Nina translated from Spanish as the girl child, not boy child. During the time of La Nina, cold water in the ocean rises to the surface, not warm water. Moving to the next question. Consider the following statements with respect to the National Council for Transgender Persons. It was established under the Transgender Person Protection Rights Act 2019. It works under the aegis of the Ministry of Home Affairs. A member of National Council, other than ex officio member, shall hold office for a term of 3 years from the date of his nomination. How many of the statement given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none of the above. Recently, the National Council for Transgender Persons convened its pivotal meeting under the chairmanship of Secretary, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. About this, it is a statutory body constituted under the Transgender Person Protection of Rights Act 2019 to safeguard the rights of transgender persons in India. It is responsible for monitoring and evaluating the implementation of the provision of the Transgender Persons Protection Rights Act 2019 and making recommendation to the government on measures to promote and protect the rights of transgender persons. Aims to focus on livelihood issues as well as to raise awareness about the trans community for achieving the goal of social justice so that trans persons are accepted within families and in the larger society. To ensure to set up a transgender welfare boards in all states and also ensures that essential needs of transgender community like housing, food, healthcare and education are met. Union Ministry for Social Justice and Empowerment is the ex officio chairperson of the council. A member of National Council other than ex officio member shall hold office for a term of 3 years from the date of his nomination. The NCTP's responsibilities include advising the government on policy matters affecting transgender, intersex, and GIESC, that is nothing but gender identity or expression and sex characteristics identities, protecting the rights of transgender people. It works under the aegis of Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. So the answer is 22 because it works under the aegis of Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, not Ministry of Home Affairs. Moving to the next question. Choose correct one with respect to the exercise Milan 24. It is a biennial multilateral naval exercise. Milan 22 was conducted at Vishakhapatnam. Which of the statement given above is are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one or two. Indian Navy is offering its submarine rescue capabilities to friendly countries, a key highlight of the ongoing multilateral naval exercise Milan 24 in Visakhapatnam that will further India's defense diplomacy. About Milan exercise, the flagship event Milan is a biennial multilateral naval exercise. It was incepted by the Indian Navy in 1995. Originally conceived in consonance with India's Look-East policy, Milan expanded in ensuing years with the Government of India's Act-East policy and security and growth for all in the region initiative to include participation from the other friendly foreign countries. The harbor phase of Milan 24 will comprise of International Maritime Seminar, City Parade at RK Beach, Swalambhan Exhibition, Subject Matter Expert Exchange and Milan of Young Officers, ships, maritime patrol aircraft and submarines of friendly foreign countries would participate in the sea phase along with Indian Navy units. They will involve large force maneuvers, advanced air defense operations, anti-submarine warfare and anti-surface warfare operations. Milan 22 was conducted at Vishakhapatnam from 25th February to 4th March 2022 and witnessed participation from 39 countries. So the answer is both 1 and 2. Thank you. This is the today session.